Hello everyone, my name is Alicia and welcome to Double A Homestead. Today Andrew and I are so excited because we are putting things in the ground today. We have finished the expansion and it is ready to go. Well, partially. We still have to put the irrigation system in and we can't really figure that out until we know where we're going to put our plants in the expansion. So once we get that figured out, then the irrigation system can go in. Some of the things that we'll be planting today, definitely beans. We have potatoes that are in, but we still have some more to put in. Our brassicas are going in as well underneath the row covers. And we do have some plants that we'll be putting in on the outside perimeter as well. Now for today, I'm just going to go ahead and bring you along on my day and just showing you what's going on. The weather is really nice today. It is a little bit on the chillier side, but that's okay, especially if we're gonna be out here for most of the day planting our vegetables. So it is sunny, slightly windy. I might have to put my sock mic on to join us throughout the video so you guys can hear me and not the wind. I know that I have mentioned before how anxious I have been getting anything in the garden, and today is the day. I really can't wait. I've been chomping at the bit about it. I did plant some lettuce actually inside just to kind of calm things down a little bit. It kind of helped, but now that it's really here, I can't wait to see everything growing in the garden. I don't know how to describe it, the feeling, just watching things that you have grown from seed and then putting it in the garden and then harvesting all those vegetables and then canning them and preserving them to eat in the future. It's just an amazing experience, and anybody that gardens, I hope you feel the same that I do. I'm gonna go ahead and see what Andrew's up to, see if he's got any of that nutrients mixed up for me, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let's get going. Just wanted to give you a greenhouse tour. Shouldn't take too much of your time, not that big, but we've got these down here. Just wanted to show you some of the flowers that we have going on. We've got zinnias, a bunch of varieties of zinnias. You can see that one kind of speckled a little bit there. Now, I am so sorry if I butcher this name. These are coleus. They're a rainbow mix. We had these last year. We found them at a greenhouse, fell in love with them. And so we got more. We started from seed over here. We also did get some at the greenhouse too. Here are the coleus that I was talking about that we have in the greenhouse, just the different varieties and how beautiful that they are. Normally you would like stick them in a pot with like a filler to kind of fill that pot with other varieties, but we like it as it by itself, so we just plant them right in the ground just because we enjoy them so much. We are in the second greenhouse. More sunflowers over here. We've got a bunch of sunflowers that we're trying this year. We grew them last year. It was our first year. Fell in love with sunflowers. If you haven't grown one, please do if you've got the room. They are amazing. They're so stunning. But we have the mammoth ones that we did last year, Velvet Queen, Lemon Queen, just all different kinds. And then up here, we've got some other zinnias, some more sunflowers going on. You can see the sunflowers are good. They grow really fast too. We had some that we started from seed inside, and it was the next day that they were popping up. And these here, sunflowers, looking beautiful as ever. Some of them you can see This one's still got the seed cap on. And then this guy here has got a little one too. Usually they're not too tough to take off. Sometimes it happens if you do see it. If they're a little tough, you can just wet your fingers and then with your saliva, let it soak on that seed for a minute and then it should pop right off. Andrew yesterday planted some potatoes in the grow bags that we have. We got these on Amazon, I believe, actually, and so far we like them. I would love to have an Amazon store for you guys, but unfortunately we don't have enough subscribers. You have to have a certain amount to be able to have a store through Amazon. So once that happens, I will definitely get that going up for you guys and have some stuff in there so you can, you know, see the stuff that we use. But we've got Kennebec potato in here, and then we also have red Pontiac potatoes in here. And then I'm gonna show you guys how we do that as well in grow bags. We are going to be doing potatoes. Andrew has this pot here. It's just what we have left over, potting soil, and then we mix it with compost. Well, not yet. Andrew's going to mix it now. Just using the same little 4-inch auger that we have, which has been really nice. It's really helped us out in the garden and get things planted quicker instead of just digging them by hand. Now that we have that mixed up, we're going to be using the grow bag that you saw earlier when I showed you those potatoes, and we're only gonna fill it up so much. We're not gonna wanna fill it up all the way. Now these grow bags, like I said, we got these on Amazon, and I think we got a pack of 12 for about $20, and they are about 7 gallons. You can see that the potato looks a little funky. It's got some eyes on it. Now when you are planting, you want to plant it with the eyes facing upwards. That is where your leaves technically are going to be. Now you want to cover it. And the reason why you don't want to fill this bag all the way is because when that plant grows up, you're going to want to add dirt to it. You don't want to expose those potatoes. I did want to go over what we picked up at the store the other day. Now, I always thought that I was going to be the gardener who never wanted flowers. And when we started doing gardening on a bigger level where we could have flowers, it kind of grew into an addiction, to be honest with you. I love flowers. I want them everywhere. It's just so much fun to be growing flowers. Every time we go to a greenhouse or anything like that, or even a box store, I'm always looking at the seeds, see what they have in stock. We did pick up a few cool seeds the other day. I just wanted to show you some of them. Now I thought these were kind of interesting. I've never seen them before, but they're actually asparagus seeds. And we picked up a few just out of curiosity. I don't know when we'll be able to grow them. Like I've mentioned before, we are on someone else's property, and to be able to have a permanent bed for asparagus just isn't in the future right now at this place. But I thought that was very interesting. I have never seen that before. If you have, and you have started them from seed, let me know how it goes, what had worked for you, if it didn't work or it did. Now we did pick some of these bachelor buttons up as well. I just thought that they were so pretty. The colors that they have, colorful, something in there to kind of help with a lot of green that is in the garden. Now, a lot of these that I'm showing you, honestly, we won't be growing them this year. We just don't have time. These are more for the future, possibly next year. And of course, we have your classic Cosmo here, pink variety. Now, pink is my favorite color, so usually it is standard to have some kind of pink flower in the garden. And we also picked up this kind here. These are asters. I thought that these were really cool. I love the colors in those. I like when you can get a different variety of color as well. We also have a couple more sunflowers. Now, if this doesn't tell you that we have a sunflower addiction going on, I don't know what it does. But I mean, come on, look at these. Oh, these aren't sunflowers. I just thought they were so neat. Look at that. And then these ones here. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, like I said, I never thought I would be one for flowers, but I am after this. I can't stop buying seeds. I don't know if that's addiction also, if anybody else has that same issue, but with the size of the garden that we have, I can definitely fill the outside of this perimeter with flowers, no problem. I've also kind of thought about coming up with something hanging on the fences that we have and putting flowers or even herbs inside those as well, especially if you are on a space issue. You know, I don't want your space to stop you from not being able to garden. There's always a way around it, and if you can do it, I encourage you. He did mix me up. That is compost mixed with wiggle worm that we're gonna be using. And then the brassicas are looking great. You can see down in the center here, we got some stuff going on. Now, unfortunately, they were supposed to go out a little bit ago, but we're working hard trying to get this expansion going, so we're just a tad behind, but that's okay. My absolute favorite in the garden will always be my favorite is the red cabbage. Excited to have these again this year. I will probably every year have red cabbage. Andrew is almost done mixing up that nutrients for me, and I'm going to go ahead and get this first row pulled up so I can start doing that. Now, we also have a little auger that he uses that we're gonna be using to drill these holes. We like to dig a little deeper and then we backfill those holes with that compost mixture and wiggle worm that he has made up for me.
All right, so Alicia already talked to you a little bit about the bucket of dirt over there, or soil that we got mixed up. So this is the Prelude compost. It's made locally. It's not OMRI listed, but I talked to the people there and they assure me it's organic, so all you can do is really take their word on it. The wiggle worm castings, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar. Again, you got the OMRI listed up there. Wish we had it here, but can't do nothing about that. And that's what we have mixed in there. We're gonna go ahead and fill the outsides of the plants with this mixture we have. We did it last year, it worked amazing. And over here, the thing you just saw me mixing up, my bucket of just different kind of fertilizers, and we have some Job's Organic. I only put half a cup. I was using the solo cups, so I put just half a cup of the Job's because we got compost and a couple other things already in the garden, such as langbeinite. About 1 cup of the oyster shells, that's gonna add your calcium. And then we got alfalfa meal. There's about 4 of these cups in there. You can see it's just a 0.525 mix. And then the humic acids. I put about, again, 1 of these cups inside of there. That's gonna help the plants just uptake any nutrients. It's gonna be a big benefit for them. So this is a lot of work, I know, but I don't know if she's talked to you that our soil out here is less than ideal, so we're doing a lot to make it work. Last year, if you saw any of the videos, everything grew amazing, so why change what's working?
As you can see here, this was the auger that I was talking about that he uses to dig the hole for me. It's a lot easier to do it this way. And you can see the dirt surrounding it. We're gonna move that out. Like I said, we're gonna dig a little deeper than you traditionally would just because we're gonna backfill with that compost and wiggle worm mixture. While Andrew and I were going through and removing that dirt from the side of the holes, I got very excited, and I'm excited to show you because we have a worm. Now you're thinking, Alicia, that's stupid. Why would you be so excited about a worm? Because when we first started this garden, we had no life inside, and now that we have worms showing up, that's great. That means our soil is getting better. Okay, everybody, here we are going to be putting the first plant into the garden, of course, besides the beans, but you know what I mean, the first real official plant. So what I'm gonna do is, you can see that Andrew earlier has dug these holes for me. I'm gonna take this wiggle worm and compost mixture, and I'm gonna backfill that and tap it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna take that fertilizer that he mixed up for me. I'm gonna do about 4 scoops of that. Now it may seem like a lot, but it's really not. We wanna make sure that these plants have enough nutrients where they can grow up big and strong, and they're not gonna have any problems in the future. All right, now that that's in there, when I take these out, I'm just gonna push on the bottom a little bit. I notice when they're a little bit wet, they're a little bit more easier to take out. Now, as you can see, the root system here, I'm just gonna go ahead and start kind of lifting that a little bit. When you start your seeds too early indoors, what's gonna happen is, if you can't up pop them, the root system is gonna have nowhere to go. So eventually it's just gonna start growing in circles. And when that happens, it will eventually choke out your plant, and you don't want that. And in he goes. And then just take that extra dirt that we had. I'm gonna go ahead and smush that on the sides. You want to not like really compact it in there, but you want to make sure that you don't have any air pockets in your soil, just because your root system is not going to grow there. All right, everyone, I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. We have officially planted our first plant. Go ahead and put that label in there, and we'll move on to the next. Now that we have our cauliflower all planted, we are moving on to the other side of the row, And of course, my favorite, the Red Express cabbage. I don't know if you've grown this before, but you can look in our last year's video. I went over them and just how stunning they were. And then we also have our Brunswick cabbage that we're going to be doing. We did these last year, loved them, so we're doing them again this year.